All right. Join me in the pledge, please. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Hey, what did we eat last year? Did we eat two dumpsters last year? All right. First, we have the approval of the April 17th special meeting we had for the insurance stuff. Everybody got a chance to read those?
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second. All in favor? Aye. Next, we have the meeting minutes from the April 20th meeting. I wasn't in attendance.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second. All in favor?
Aye.
Approval of claims. First one we did.
Okay.
Approval of claims, sorry.
I'll make a motion to accept.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Dusty?
Crews are still cleaning up from the heavy rains last week. Crews are hauling rocks to restock our supply at the shop. Crews have been mowing roadsides. We've helped to move the election equipment. The pothole machine is out and patching. And our two open positions we had have been filled. And I also have our annual operational report. I think it's the back page you all need to sign. And then truck 13, we've been having problems with the DEF system on it. We've changed a few parts. We still can't get it to regen. So tomorrow we're going to take it over to the big rig rather than try to scan it and diagnose it. That's all I'm doing.
You want to talk? Okay. Yeah.
So I met with council, their last meeting. We discussed wheel tax a little bit. And they asked me what your all's opinion was on the wheel tax, if we need it, if we don't need it, if we need it minimum, maximum.
I guess for me, it brings up a subject that seems to be on near and dear to everybody's hearts the last couple of days, which is the new property tax assessments. And so for me, I'm gonna start by saying, I think we definitely need it.
Yeah.
But to what level we need it, I think is the question that I have. For me, I'd like to understand the difference in revenue based on the new property tax assessments, how much incremental revenue is there for the county from property tax. And so my understanding is we can maybe get the answer to that sometime in June. Because if it's that significant, which it appears to be that significant, because everyone in the county is complaining about it, about a number of phone calls and text messages today, want to know what the commissioners can do about it. We'll get into that part later. But for me, I definitely think we need it. I just don't know, do we do it at 20? I think the thresholds are 750 to 50 and
Yeah.
5 to 25 or something like that, or 5 to 80. I can't remember.
Yeah, I
There's
think,
two different thresholds.
yeah, 5 to 80 maybe. I know the high is 50 and 80.
Yeah, so the wheel tax is, I think the high is 50 and then the, what's the other one?
The excise.
Excise, yeah, supplemental excise, I believe it is high up 80, so,
Yeah, wheel tax, I think it's high as 80.
yeah, maybe it's opposite, I can't remember. I know 150, 150.
I agree with the road that Jamie's going down. The wheel tax, Garrett, that can be changed yearly,
Yeah, you can change the rate
up or down.
up or down.
How difficult is that though? Because that means
Anytime you
the
change the rate,
BMV is gonna have to change it in their system every time you ask to change, right?
Yeah, every time you're gonna wanna change the rate, you have to follow the same process that they're following here with public hearings and adoption of the new rate.
And then we have until September to get this completed.
That sounds right off the top of my head, but yeah, it's, I think it's September
Correct.
first.
But we also have to have so many meetings on it. before-
Yeah, you have to have at least a couple of, I think, 2 public meetings.
Which that would be council, right? So
Yeah,
that's 2
council, so
months,
you guys are,
unless they would have a special meeting.
and they could have special meetings.
No, I think we find out our homework on, on what Jamie's talking about, and then, if we have 2 months, 3 months, we'll have plenty of time.
Well, I think we're supposed to know next month what the real impact is of these property taxes. And then, I don't think people understand that the wheel tax is gonna happen. We kind of have to do that to establish,
In order to still be eligible.
keep our state,
Very awesome.
for a community crossing grant. It has to happen. It's just a matter of how much. A couple months ago, it seemed like it would have made sense for a county that has a low population to have a higher wheel tax, because otherwise you're not generating enough to make a difference. But, me included, nobody wants to be taxed to death.
And I think, for some reason, I don't know if I saw something or heard something, I think at the low end, it generates like 60 or 70,000 a year
Yes,
in revenue, and at the high end, it's closer to 400,000.
600.
So it is 600.
Yeah. And a certain percentage of that too will go to Ramey and Patriot, for being a town and county.
Yeah, they get it. Don't they have to, isn't there separate, I
No,
understand?
no, it's in with ours and they get a percentage of that money.
And then, along with that, we still have that opportunity to get the fuel rebate.
Yep.
So, that can,
Yeah, we're
Big
definitely
seven.
gonna need that this year, because fuel's gonna kill us.
so is that something that you and
And
Jenny need
just so
to
the
get?
public knows too, we still apply for community crossings every year, and we did. We got a bridge this year that's getting ready to go in on Allensville Road for community crossing, so there was some stuff brought up in the public that we should be getting community crossings, and we still do, we do it every year.
Okay, but back to the fuel rebate, do we need to get Garrett involved, or?
No, I don't think so, on getting our taxes back on the fuel. I think that's just paperwork. Me, Jenny, we looked into that fuel, getting our taxes back, that's just the paperwork thing, right?
Yeah, I think it's something we can do.
Yeah. Because we looked into it last year, pretty much when we was out of time, we realized and looked into it. So I think that's something we can do on our own, so that we can contact Garrett if we run into it.
So, there's the opinion.
So we're still waiting.
Well, I mean,
Yeah, I get it.
I think it was obvious we're all in agreement that we need to do it. So that's, their answer is, yeah, we need to do it, right?
When do they have to do it by? What's that timeline?
September.
Okay, so they can table this in May until we get some better June answers for what this income is. That's my question. Until we know what the reality is, the impact on everybody.
I guess if they have special meetings.
Yeah, they'll want to do special meetings because they're going to want to advertise the specific rate that they're looking to proceed with.
Sure. So we have time though, I guess is my biggest.
Yeah, I would,
The advertisements will be, you'll have to have a certain window there. So even if you have special meetings, you gotta be careful not to go.
You have to have public, and then you have to have an adoption.
yeah, and my guess is they would have these discussions maybe at the next meeting. Is that kind of, I wasn't at the last
That's the
council
plan,
meeting. The
right,
plan was to have the
that's what now
discussions
we're
and then they'll
supposed to
make
talk
a
about
decision in terms of which ones to start advertising.
Yeah.
They may make up their mind and we can't stop them from doing that.
Yeah.
I think we're all on the same page as far as it needs to happen, but we really probably should look at the impact from, that's my,
I guess the only other things, I also heard rumors that they were considering or want to do it, start low and go so much a year every year. For me personally, I don't think that's a good approach, but that's just my opinion.
Yeah.
In the first half of July, we'll find out about the Belterra number? The 75 million?
Oh, yeah.
Right. Whether that's gonna crush us or not.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Next on here was the recorder's office backfilling position. And this last meeting, so I think you guys
She
had a
was,
question.
we'd asked that she come to the meeting.
She's out of town.
She's out of town
She was
this
asked
week.
us to talk about it.
Okay.
The only I had a question about, we've had that position for several years. Have we looked at anything other than continuing to just have a
Someone's.
full-time slash, and I don't know if this is full-time or not, but
No, it's
Oh.
part-time.
Part-time.
position forever, scanning documents? I think we've had someone in that position ever since before I was a commissioner anyway.
I know, I don't know, I'm sure it's similar. I know, recorder's office or clerk's office came and talked about that. And I don't remember what the cost was, but it was
Yeah, it's
pretty substantial.
$1 million.
But it's completely self-funded in her office right now, just for
Right.
clarification.
I mean, and there is an end to it, right now everything is done electronically now for their office and the recorder, or the clerk's office, so
Clerk and-
there is an end to it eventually, and there were a few years that position did not get filled, it was left off the budget.
Well, if it's self-funding, I'll make a motion to backfill it from now until we come up with some other avenue down the road. Anybody against? I'll make a motion to fill the position. All in favor? Aye. Nobody against?
You need a second before,
Don't-
Well, somebody,
I'll second.
you want to do that?
so now
All in
the
favor?
motion second, now you can proceed.
All in favor? Against?
Aye.
Let's see, we're tabling that letter of support. We don't have enough information on that. Patty?
I'm here to conduct the second public hearing for the Switzerland County owner-occupied rehab grant that you guys received. Part of the requirement with Okra, we did a public hearing at the beginning of the grant when we were applying, and then we're required to do one at the end. So I'm going to just do a summary about the program and how many people we assisted, and then I'll open it up for any questions or comments. So in December 2024, Switzerland County was awarded a $500,000 grant from the Indiana Office of Community and Rural Affairs for a Community Development Block Grant Owner-Occupied Rehabilitation Program. The grant funds were partnered with a housing preservation grant through USDA for another $150,000. Over the past 21 months, we have completed work on 31 properties and assisted over 58 people that live in those households. 26 of the 31 households assisted were considered special needs populations, meaning that they were either elderly, disabled, single parent head of households, or veterans. We assisted 16 elderly households, 4 disabled households, 5 single parent, and 2 veteran households. 18 of the 31 applicants were considered very low income, which means they were 50% or below the area median income. And for this program, you have to be 80% or below. So we really hit a high number of low income people. We installed new roofs, new water heaters, furnaces, central air systems, installed handicap ramps, grab bars, and handrails. We eliminated trip hazards. We upgraded electrical panel boxes and addressed electrical hazards. Each property had a radon mitigation test performed, and 4 of the 31 tested positive or tested above the HUD allowable limits. And so then we put a radon mitigation system in, which this is something new that the state is now requiring for this program. The grant ends May 30th. We have one house where we're wrapping up construction on. and then we'll be done and we'll start working on the closeout for the project. We do feel that the program was very successful because we felt like we assisted the most needy families in Switzerland County. And hopefully in the future, if you guys want to pursue another one of these grants, we would be glad to help you do that. Okay. And with that, I'll open it up for any comments or questions.
Did you feel you had some leftover funds, you said the last time you were with us?
We added another person. We originally said we were going to assist 30, and so we added one more person. We still have just a little bit left over, but we can't go over 25,000 on that person's property. So we're going to probably have to turn that money back in. So we've been trying to see if there was somebody that needed something else, but I was trying to add another person, but there's just not enough, it wasn't enough time to get them added in. But anyway, yeah. So we were able to assist one more family.
That's good.
Yes.
That's all I can.
Okay. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes. So while I'm here, I would like to give you an update on the income survey. We had been waiting to get the property addresses, and we did get those from Sarah and Herschel Brichto. Mary has submitted the letter to request to do the income survey to OCRA, the Indiana Office of Community and Rural Affairs. We have not heard back yet if they have approved that, but once we get the approval, then we'll be moving forward with the income survey. More than likely, we'll come to you guys first before we do any mailings, just so we can get something out there on your Facebook page and let everybody know what we're doing and hopefully get a good response. So, but I wanted to give you a quick update on that also.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
John?
Let's see, park news, April 30th, Wide Pack Baseball season started at Markland Park. On or about April 14th, the mobile home at Bryant's Creek Park burned. Brian says the owner will leave incarceration this month. Have information on 3 scrap collectors who may remove the carcass, and how may we proceed with a legal process to remove this. Garrett?
Frankly, I think now that it's burned, it's a hazard in its current condition. I think we just need to move it. Whoever we choose to move it by, I think we need to keep the bill, whether it's internally or externally, so that if they catch whoever did this, I think it's being investigated robustly. Then we can try to go after that person for the costs that we took to clean it up. But at this point, in its current condition, I was concerned before because the owner was incarcerated. I wanted to give him notice and an opportunity to move it himself. Now it's gone. It's gone. So
Yeah, there's no tires left and there's wheels missing, so it's really a wreck. Is this something we can do, Dusty, or not?
Yeah, I mean, it's up to you all.
It's gonna save us money. I'm all for that. Yeah, let's get rid of the eyesore.
And I don't know how the scrap collectors work. If we pay them, they pay us, so it's just a wash and they take it for free?
Most scrap collectors will come out there and do it themselves and charge us nothing.
Correct.
Pure profit and
Okay.
labor.
Yeah,
So I think we should start there, find a scrap collector willing to do all this.
okay.
At his own cost, so they're gonna benefit anyway.
So contact them first and then deal with Dusty. Okay, all right, I'll do that. Thank you.
If we have to do it, I'll take the tractor down the front and water it up on the trailer.
But I can't imagine, there's a lot of scrap there.
Oh,
I
yeah.
can't imagine that there's
Yeah,
a
I'd say
scrapper out there that's
somebody-
gonna do all this for their own, they're gonna benefit from it.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'd say somebody will.
All right. Thank you for your time.
Cost us anyway. Brian?
how we doing? Got some stuff here for you all. The first thing that's on the top there is, Joe, a piece of information you asked me to get together for you is what have we been spending on maintenance. I went back to 2024 and you can see the costs there broken down by unit. 3774 is one of the newer units. 4238 is also a newer unit, so that their costs are a lot lower.
3775 and 3787. Over 2 years and 4 months, they've cost $8,800, $8,300. 3834 is the diesel. It's at $89.11 over those months. 4178 is the current chase car. 5016 is the Durango that was bought from BB Police. I still don't think, even with the major repairs we've done, that we've surpassed its value. It has a lot of idle hours on it, which we ended up will paying replacement and some other stuff. So the 4-wheel drive had a big repair recently to rebuild the front end, and that really drove that number kind of high. It's a lot of those repairs in 2026 are related to repairs to keep that thing on the road. It does still have a gremlin. It has a lighting issue in the back. When no one can seem to replicate it, when the lights go off, they'll come back on whenever they want. And there's a solution, but I got to take it someplace in Cincinnati to get it fixed. When we get into Medi-Count stuff, we have currently nothing on hold for signatures. Means all of our runs have been billable for 2026. Then the next page in that is the Medi-Count net yearly comparison. We're just now starting to get to where we can compare side by side, but we're doing pretty good. Previous year, we had a total revenue of $190,734. This year, we're already at $155,000. This is the period times this year versus last year versus our revenue. I think you guys have seen this. I've already emailed this to you guys a couple times. We can run this whenever to get accurate numbers, but we're doing relatively well on that. We do have a current.
I got a question, Ryan.
Go ahead.
You're saying the previous year was 197.34, but you're not showing anything for the first 6 months.
Because that's the other billing company. We don't have access to that data.
So the total really was something higher than 197.34.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But just in 6 months alone with, Medi-Count, we're showing positive numbers there.
You're basically comparing last 6 months of last year to the first 4 months of this year.
We currently have $321,000 out unpaid. On net return, we're at, if you look at the Medi-Count report, I think it's at 60%, so 66.3%. So 66% of 321,000, about 180,000. We still haven't collected on. So with this, I have the opportunity. I think we need to look at replacing some units. Some numbers of the data here that I printed out right before I left the office is this year alone, the 3 squads that are positioned in Moorfield, East Enterprise, and Patriot have made 3 runs. All of those 3 runs have been East Enterprise. The other squads have not moved. The data that I have for 2025, I was able to go back. We had 3 runs in the system that were not on their report. We have 14 runs total of those 3 backup squads. East Enterprise made 6 of those runs. Moorfield made 4. Patriot does have a 1 for a count, but that's because it went to the wine festival and made 1 run from the wine festival. It didn't make it from its own jurisdiction. So we had 14 runs total.
At $40 a day, is that what we're, for them to know what you told me?
So the number comes in, depending on what meds expire, what supplies expire, we're at about $10K a year to keep one of those squads in service. The total revenue of those 3 squads in 2025 was $7,700.
Gotta go.
So right now, this March versus the other months, we're 18 runs ahead. It's just a page I printed off and stuck in here. I've got 2. PennCare has an identical ambulance to the one it's 99% identical. It's got 1 cabinet difference on the inside. It's another demo. It's available right now. They want $200 for it. I signed a tentative agreement based on this meeting and the county council's meeting for funds. I did reach out about one of the ambulances we have that is the best candidate for remount. That quote came in at $179,866, but that leaves an open-end door on that too. because anything they find wrong with it is an additional cost. So you may sign a contract saying that we're gonna pay this amount, but if they find lights bad or door locks bad or door hinges bad, that cost is gonna keep going up. And we're talking about a 10-year-old, almost 11-year-old box now too. So it's got some corrosion on it, it's gotta be stripped down, it's gotta be painted. My history with using remounts is you always end up with a gremlin somewhere. It's an old box, they're putting on a new chassis, they gotta make it work. It comes back, you just end up having issues. You still got wiring in the thing that's 11 years old. The 10 care boxes of Medics, it's like I said, it's identical to the one we have. It's 200. It's available now. It is power load ready. It does not have a power load in it. The cost for a power load is $12,750. That's for a used or refurbished variant of the ones that we just bought that were $33,000. I would like to try to obtain this demo unit, replace and eliminate one squad, the Patriot squad that has not moved and is making no revenue, and replace the other high mileage unit and get those gone. The 4-wheel drive is the next one up. It's going to be a lot more expensive. We just put some money in it to get it going. It's the only 4-wheel drive in the fleet, so I don't want to get rid of that one yet.
So what's your proposal, Ryan? We currently have how many units? 6?
5.
5. And we've purchased in the last 3 years.
About one in 23, and you bought one in 25.
Okay, 2. And you're proposing that we get rid of?
2 of them, the 2
Two of
oldest
them,
ones.
three.
The one in Patriot, gone completely. It's not making any calls. There's no staff down there to run it. It's not moved. And then the other high mileage one is currently sitting in Moorfield, and it's not moved this year either.
So
So
you're proposing total go from 5 to 3?
5 to 4. Just completely eliminate one altogether. And then what I'd like to try to see if you guys can do is figure out where to fund the ambulance from and see if you guys can fund the power load at $12,750, because there's a 3 to 8 week wait on getting one of those. And if we get approval from council on the money, if that's where we go with it, I'd like to get this one with money, if you guys can come up with it, so that we're not sitting waiting on a power load. These new ambulances, when they come, they have a rail in them. They don't have the old mounting systems like these other ambulances have, so we can't even put a cot in it without a power load. We have all the power load ready cots, no matter, I mean, if we buy it and then council can't come up with the money, then we still have the power load for future use. We have the cots are all power load ready, so.
You know, one of the questions I asked at the last meeting when we were talking, I think it was Jamie and I, about the money that we have in there now and the history of how you've seen things in your 8 years. You know, do we wait to pull the trigger on some of this stuff in the fall? Or does your past history?
You know, like I said, I always try to make sure we didn't get below $500,000 in the commissioner's casino revenue fund, because there's no guarantees. The courthouse, for example, we had a mold issue. You just never know what's coming up, and I understand that that's part of the purpose for, you know, rainy day fund as well. But as much as possible, I tried not to use anything from the rainy day fund, because now we're just borrowing from our investments anyway. But so I don't know that there's a right answer or a wrong answer. I can just tell you how I did it, and surprises don't seem to, you know, we had a surprise in the fall one year with a flood. We had the courthouse one other year. We had COVID one year. So, I mean, luckily the last 2 years we hadn't had anything real major. Well, I guess we had a storm a year ago, 2 years ago.
One thing with my fund is it doesn't have a vehicle replacement fund, and we've been taking out of the fund the money that we bought all that old equipment on. That's been coming out of my budget. We've got the parking lot coming out of my budget, so I really haven't asked you guys for too much money other than that last ambulance and 25. So
I'm not ready to pull the trigger tonight. I'd like to confirm what we have. How long is this agreement
He'll tentatively hold it until the 13th, which was the council meeting, and then if we can't get a yes by then we'll possibly lose the demo.
I can tell you now that we don't have it. I mean, not without dropping us too low. Because we just bought backhoes. We certainly have the auto loader money. But we don't have 200,000 is gonna take us well below our threshold. We gotta start working these into a budget. We gotta start come up with some kind of plan, because we can't just get hit for $200,000. If council has it, I mean, more power to them. But again, it just takes out of our investment money.
We've got a chance to bring back some revenue with the either selling the 2 units, which the one company offered us like 6,000 for both of them. Another company offered us 10,500 for both of them on trade. And we could probably get more than that in auction, I think. And then we're gonna have a 2016 cot. That's gonna be an extra surplus. And right now on Gov Deals, they're going for about 4,000 to 4,500. So we can recoup a little bit of that money, but not a whole lot of it.
So 2 of those units, but correct me if I'm wrong, 2 of those units, regardless of whether we purchase this or not, you're still saying we don't,
We need to get rid of the Patriot
or
one.
more.
Yeah, it's not moving. It's costing 10 grand a
The
year.
reason I'm asking is because Dusty's getting ready to put some stuff up for auction as well. Maybe we can put it on there at the same time.
Including that ambulance at the corner was using. Is that on your list?
That's not on my list. That's on his list now. I was transferred out of my funds to his.
It just sits there broken, it's like a junkyard down there. So we'll take care of that. That's gonna go on that auction.
I have a Gov Deals all set up, so you got one too.
You were saying something about incremental revenue, or did I hear you wrong?
Incremental revenue.
Maybe I heard you wrong.
I would love to set up a fund to pay for this stuff. Either we set it up to, there was another township I brought it in, I think, beginning of 25, another township that sets aside a certain percentage of their billing to an equipment fund, which we're not currently doing that at all. And my fund balance with paying for the other stuff is lowered.
Do you remember what we paid for the other 2 ambulances by chance, Ryan?
Paid 150 for that Chevy, I think. It's a very small unit though. It's sitting on a 3,500 chassis.
190.
And then the last one was 195.
195. This one's 200.
It actually came in at 205 and he lowered it to 200. So.
And your proposal going from 5 to 4, if we had this one, then we'd have 3 of the 4 with.
That are all relatively
3
new.
years or.
The four-wheel drive,
Less than 4
four-wheel
years
drive
old.
would be the oldest one in the fleet, so. And it's the most expensive to replace. It's gonna be like close to 400 probably.
I'm okay with you asking. We just don't have the money.
I think to Joe's point, once we figure out where exactly we come in terms of the casino revenue, if the casino hit the 75 million threshold, then potentially we could have a better idea.
So it's really gonna be July 15th before we probably really have an outlook of where we're heading.
Probably an unpredictable question, but how often do they get these units? Do you know?
The last one that came through was that four-wheel drive and it was at 300,000. And that was, what was that, Ryan? That was back near the beginning of the year.
Yeah, that was probably January.
So potentially 1 a quarter or something like that.
Quarter-ish, yeah.
Because that casino revenue, that you're talking 7-figure hit. So
1.4.
1.4. If that doesn't happen, we're hammered, so. Yeah. That's where we're at. But we need to sell those other ambulances for quicker than later.
Yeah, the mileage on it is terrible. I mean, like I said, for what, 2 years, we spent almost $9,000 on each of them in maintenance.
Okay.
So we want to just table the whole thing, or?
I mean, to Ryan's point, I don't have a problem with approving the lift. But if we don't have an ambulance for it, do we really need it?
No, the wait for it's 3 to 8 weeks. If we were to buy this other ambulances available now, that would be the holdup. So,
I mean, it was 12,000, 14,000.
12,750.
yeah. The new ones we bought were 33,000 a piece, so it's not a bad price on a used one.
What type of warranty was with it in there?
I think it had 30 days on it, but it would go into our maintenance plan. So, I mean, our service contract covers all the repairs on that stuff. So,
Oh, that's right, I remember that.
I don't have any problem with you asking council, but I think they're probably gonna think the same thing. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know how these guys feel about that.
I think they've got about 800,000 or so. I don't know if they plan on buying an ambulance with it, but
When's their next meeting?
next Wednesday.
Did you make that contingent on what they,
Yeah. That's what we're ready to do.
We definitely do that.
that way you don't have to compare.
So is that your plan? Are you gonna go ask them?
if you guys approve it, if you guys didn't have the money, then go ask them.
And you say you've got a contract floating around here?
Yeah.
That's it. That's the striker one.
The striker one's just a purchase agreement that I can give you mine. I can.
Here.
Take it over.
But that's the ambulance thing.
I don't need enough for that.
Take it.
So I don't have, I'll make a motion to approve the purchase of the striker auto loader contingent on what happens at the county council meeting next week.
I'll
In
second.
the amount of $12,750.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Hold on, I want to make sure that it's very clear, because I'm not sure that I'm sure just from that motion. When you say contingent on what happens I think you need to say exactly what it would be.
On county council purchasing the ambulance. Approval of purchase of the ambulance.
So upon,
If they do not approve it, we will not buy this auto loader.
if you amend your motion to reflect that, then I think,
So I will amend my motion to approve the purchase of an auto loader in the amount of $12,750 contingent on county council approving the purchase of an ambulance. If they do not approve the purchase of an ambulance, we will not purchase the striker auto loader.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I do have one more piece. And I want to buy this out of my own money, but I just want to tell you, just so that you see that I'm working on trying to save money. We've been purchasing our own oxygen via a rental system. We pay for the bottles, we pay for the route. Our small tanks alone right now are costing us $10,200. I'm going to invest in a new system where we cascade fill our own bottles. The cost of that system is going to be at a max of $79.34 if I can't buy used bottles. First year savings out of that $10,200 will be $1,580. The second year savings is $9,515 for the 5 years savings of $39,639. And that comes from the manufacturer of this cascade. So
Thank you.
trying.
Oh, that's great. I mean, that's what,
You're thinking.
sincerely, thank you.
So,
Let me ask you a question. So we're paying that much just to fill these bottles?
We pay daily rental of 45 cents a day on 30 bottles.
Because like most, like all the, like oxygen and argon and those bottles, I paid one time a lifetime rental for those bottles. So in this
We're paying-
business, it doesn't
We're
work that
paying
way.
45 cents a day for every bottle we have in service at our station, and we're paying a refill cost of like almost $26 a bottle.
What's the 45 cents? Because they own the bottles? That's
It's like $500 a month.
Wow.
So when you cut that down, and the bottles will have a cost every 5 years to get them hydroed, but we're talking like $300 to $500 versus the rental fee. You pay that once every 5 years instead of paying rental every month. So.
But no, thanks.
Yep.
So at the last meeting, I made a motion to approve Morris Landscaping in the amount of $12,670 for landscaping for the county for 2026. However, that was the courthouse only. So should I rescind that and amend it, or can I just amend that and include the medical building?
You can do it an amended motion, but just to clarify, just like I'm doing a contract, I got these today. Is this a one-time thing or is this?
As a one-time 2026 landscaping for the courthouse and medical building.
and what was that extra, the medical?
There was an extra on the
Yeah, but.
courthouse, it was the summer cleanup, we never had that.
The medical here says $2,415.
Yeah. And we approved Chase for mowing around 5,800.
For the medical
I don't
building.
remember the number. I know it was
It was a total.
Grassman or whatever.
Yes.
If you just amend your motion to reflect the addition of the acceptance there, I'll prepare the contract like I'm preparing these. And everything else on here, you're accepting these bids as is, right?
Yes. So I'd like to amend my motion from the April 12th meeting, April 20th meeting for landscaping for the county to include the medical building amount of $2,415 for a total for the county of $15,085.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye. If we've got another one coming, then we should probably take it.
Did you guys get that email? From that
I got an email saying you had another one coming.
Yes, and that one was attached.
Yeah, that one was
Okay.
attached to the email.
Board reports?
None for me.
I don't have any. But I do have one other thing if we got time. So as I mentioned earlier, I've had a number of phone calls and even a text or two, actually one text, relative to the new assessments, property tax assessments. And I've been asked 2 or 3 times what the commissioners can do. My opinion is that there's not a lot the commissioners can do, but since you're here, Garrett, I figured maybe you might know something that I don't know. I know each individual can go down and get a form from the assessor and appeal their new rate. But as a commissioner, from a commissioner's perspective, I don't know of anything that we can do. Do you?
On assessed value, it's in the assessor's prerogative, and they get some guidance from DLGF, which is at the State Department of Local Government and Finance in terms of some of the things they go based off of. You guys control rates, so once it gets to the rate side, you may be able to drop a rate, but still, the assessed value is from the assessor's office.
Okay.
And With new credits that will be issued, even if your assessments are going up, you may not pay a higher bill. It'll be an individual, as people have called me, I'm sure people have called you guys, I think probably all of us, it's a case-by-case basis. So you look each taxpayer up, try to figure out what their tax bill is going to be or is, and go from there.
So are you recommending that, it's like a 130 form? I can't remember what the form is. For
If they
appeal it?
disagree with their assessment, absolutely.
The form is listed on your notice that you got in the mail, when the deadline is,
Yeah, June the 15th is the deadline for the appeal,
and it.
but you got to go to the assessor's office. Well, the assessor's office has the form,
Yes, I'm sure you could call, and she would email if you couldn't get down there. I can't really speak for it, it's not my office.
And they're available online too.
and then like I said earlier, I'd like to understand what the net impact is in terms of revenue to the county, because I think it potentially impacts some of the other decisions that we have to make relative to other new taxes as well.
Yeah, I don't know what the net impact is gonna be. I don't know if you've seen any gross numbers, because it really depends on how the appeals are gonna come in terms of what the actual value, impact's gonna be on your budget.
And I think, well, and the assessor told me today, I think she said it'd be in June before she would know what that change in assessed value, which then the treasurer has to calculate the change in revenue.
Right, and that would affect your 27 taxes.
Correct,
anyway,
27.
So
Yeah, so
it
all
wouldn't
these things
affect
we're
any
talking
revenue
about,
this year.
yeah, is,
But the wheel tax is 27 also.
Right.
Everything that they're receiving now in their assessments is not for this year. So that's not gonna impact
Right,
this
26
year.
paid
right.
27.
That's all I have.
And then from the crowd on
Make a motion to adjourn.
I'll say. All in favor?
Aye.
That's John. Say something about it.
Is that you get tired of going through your hair?
Hey, John.
I got it too.